Greetings from the Capitol. It's hard to believe that we are already getting towards the end of February, which means that things are as busy as ever and we're starting to see the session really come together. All the committees are busy listening to bills, we're all presenting our bills, and lots of progress is being made, so it's a good time. It's been an interesting few days for me in particular on an issue that I care deeply about, which is education. Because between some committee hearings and some visits with constituents, it's given me a chance to really reflect on an aspect of education that I don't think we talk about often enough. As a mom, I certainly appreciate that we all want our kids to have their very best future. We want them to have every opportunity to do what they want to do with their lives. All parents understand that. And as someone who sits on the education committees, I care about that for every single Minnesota student. But as a state, there's another aspect of this, that we want to see our kids succeed for broader macroeconomic reasons. Because all these students succeeding has a ripple effect for our whole economy, for our whole state, for all of us, whether we're parents or not, in terms of the way that we're doing economically. So for example, today I had some constituents who were builders in my office, and they were talking about how it's a little hard right now building houses for what used to be the first generation of home buyers. Our kids have so much student debt from their higher education experiences that's slowing them down from being able to buy those first homes, furnish them, and really start out the way so many of us were able to. And that is the kind of thing that does have that ripple effect throughout our economy. Because if you don't buy your first home, then you're not buying the things that furnish it, and it just expands. Another aspect of this is within our whole workforce. One of the reasons Minnesota has succeeded for so many generations is that we have invested in education. We have created today's workforce, which is incredibly successful and talented, and it keeps companies here and it draws companies here, and it is a vital part of our economic health overall. So as I said, it's just been an interesting time to reflect on all of these ways that this one issue comes together so well. Yesterday in higher education, for example, we talked about student loans and making sure that students have good information when people tell them how to get loans. I had a student in my office today who was saying that when she was first getting student loans for her first effort in higher education, that they made it sound like they were just giving her money. They didn't really explain the whole repayment process and how it all added up over time. So it's important that we put in the kind of transparency and information to make sure students know that when they are embarking on higher education, that they're making good choices that will pay off for them in the long run. Which brings me back to another of my most important initiatives, which is student support services in our schools. Most frequently we talk about high school counselors, but that also includes social workers and school psychologists to help our kids have really good support and have the information they need to succeed when they leave high school and go on to post-secondary and their next options. It all pays off for all of us in the long run. Thank you so much.